Hello there, everyone. Kirsten here, or Kirsten the Dark Angel, as you would prefer. So, welcome back to another episode of Sinful Sundays. Okay, so this week on Sinful Sundays, there has been a Japanese urban legend that has caught my attention for quite some time now, and today I just thought I would be explaining a woman known as Onna, also known as the Slit Mouthed Woman, which is a scary Japanese urban legend about a disfigured Japanese woman who banishes a large pair of scissors or knives, in some cases of certain types of stories, I guess, and she preys upon children. She has an enormous slit mouth which extends from ear to ear in a horrible, prominent smile. Which is very interesting because there are different variations to this story. I have looked up on this particular story for so many hours doing a little bit of research on it. So I found a few websites that will always be listed in the description box down below. All of the stuff that I've looked up is most likely going to be, those links in the description box down there. So I'm going to go ahead and go through these two websites for you guys, and I will explain to the best of my abilities on this urban legend known as Onna, aka the Slit Mouthed Woman. So without further ado, I am going to go ahead and dive right on into this topic. Onna, also known as the Slit Mouthed Woman, is a scary Japanese urban legend about a disfigured Japanese woman who banishes a large pair of scissors and preys upon children. She has an enormous slit mouth which extends from ear to ear in a horrible, prominent smile. The slit-mouthed woman walks the streets of Japan wearing a surgical mask and hunting for children. If you cross her path, she will stop you and ask you a question. If you give her the wrong answer, there will be horrible consequences. Picture the scene. You are walking home from school and your path takes you down a deserted city street. Suddenly, you hear a faint noise coming from the shadows. You glance over and see a beautiful woman standing there. She has long black hair and is wearing a beige trench coat. A surgical mask covers the lower half of her face. In Japan, wearing a surgical mask is not uncommon during the flu or even cold season to prevent spreading germs further. She steps out of the shadows and blocks your path. "Am I beautiful?" she asks. Before you could answer, she tears off her mask, revealing a hideously deformed face. Her huge mouth is sliced from ear to ear, and gaps open, revealing rows of sharp teeth and a big red, disgusting tongue twisting and twirling inside. "How about now?" she screams. Terrified, you struggle to answer her. If you say no, she puts out a huge pair of scissors and kills you immediately, chopping off your head. If you say yes, she takes off her scissors and slices your mouth from ear to ear, making you look just like her. If you try to run away, she will hunt you down and kill you by slicing you into two. The only way to escape from Onna, aka the Slit-Mouthed Woman, is to give a non-communal answer. If you say you look average, so-so, that kind of thing, or you look normal, she will be confused, giving you just enough time to run away. There are many rumors about how Kuchisake Onna got her horribly disfigured mouth. Some say that her slit mouth is the result of plastic surgery that went horribly wrong. Others say that she was injured in a terrible car crash. Some even believe she is an escaped mental patient who was so demented that she cut her own mouth apart. According to one legend, years ago, in Japan, there lived a very beautiful woman who was extremely vain and self-absorbed. Her husband was very jealous and a brutal man, and he became convinced that she was cheating on him. In a fit of rage, he took a sword and slit her mouth from ear to ear, screaming, "Who will think you're beautiful now?" She became a vengeful spirit and began wandering the streets of Japan, wearing a surgical mask to hide her terrible scars. The slit-mouthed woman's reign of terror began in the spring and summer of 1979, when rumors began to spread throughout Japan about sightings of Kuchisake Onna hunting down children. The story spread like wildfire and actually created scares in many towns. Police increased their patrols and schools sent teachers to walk students home in groups. In 2004, South Korea was plagued by reports of a red-masked woman who was chasing children. In 2007, a coroner found some old records from the late 1970s about a woman who was chasing little children but was hit by a car and died shortly after. Her mouth was ripped from ear to ear. And of course, the USA has its own version of Kuchisake Onna. There were rumors about a clown who appeared in public restrooms and accosted children, asking, "Do you want death or a happy smile?" If you choose happy smile, they take out a knife and slit their mouths from ear to ear. So that was from one article in particular. And there's another one I also found that was quite interesting, mostly explaining into a little bit more detail on how the originated story began. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and dive and read into that one as well. So here we go. The article is called Legend of the Slit Mouthed Woman, Kuchisake Onna. So let's begin. In 1979, children all around Japan started to do something very strange. Every night, on their walk home from school, they would carefully watch the bottom of each telephone pole that lined on the road. They would try to hurry past as fast as possible, hoping not to see a woman standing there with long black hair hanging down to her waist and wearing a surgical mask. Surgical masks are commonly worn in Japan during the cold or flu season to help protect people from germs, of course, which I've already explained further into in the beginning. But that year, a woman wearing that kind of mask could mean something different. It could mean she was an angry ghost called Kuchisake Onna, the slit-mouthed woman. After a while, the children started to travel in groups for safety. Then teachers got involved and would usher home the kids in their classes. But that didn't work, and such a panic set in that even the police got involved. They upped their patrols to keep an eye out for the woman in the surgical mask that was known to wait in the shadows at the bottom of phone poles. The police thought she was a dangerous psycho on the loose, but the school kids thought differently. They saw her as a spirit that they had to avoid at all costs. The thing is, if you walk near Kuchisake Onna, she would step out of the shadows and suddenly appear right in front of you. "Do you think I'm beautiful?" she'd ask. It's an odd and unexpected question, but hey, seems innocent enough, right? But how you answer the question would determine your fate. If you answered no to her question, she'd take out a kitchen knife. Of course, the other one says that a pair of scissors, and kill you right on the spot. If you say yes, she'd rip off her surgical mask to reveal that her mouth was slit from ear to ear, and then say, "How about now?" At this point, you might get really scared and try to run away, but it's no use. Kuchisake Onna is an eerily fast runner and will always get in front of you to ask the question again and again. If you answered no, this time you'd be cut in half. If you answered yes, she'd cut your mouth from ear to ear and make it look like hers too. So, now you see why the school kids were watching the bottom of the telephone poles so intently. The story behind Kuchisake Onna. Who was Kuchisake Onna exactly, and where did she came from? Legend has it, a long time ago, she was the wife of a samurai. She was a very beautiful woman, so beautiful that over the years she became obsessed and turned quite vain. One day the samurai suspected her of cheating, and he flew into a jealous rage. He attacked her and cut her mouth from ear to ear, saying, "Who will think you're beautiful now?" The woman died and returned as Kuchisake Onna, an angry spirit that has haunted roads and paths ever since. In the old days, it was said that she wore a kimono and would hide her face with a large end of the sleeve, but nowadays she wears a brown trench coat, or beige, and uses a surgeon's mask to cover her mouth. The legend of the slit-mouthed woman stayed in the shadows for generations until the year of 1979, when Kuchisake Onna sightings started happening everywhere, and it became an example of an urban legend that ran amok. The police feared that it was some crazy woman dressed as Kuchisake Onna and chasing children, but the source of it all seemed to be stories of Kuchisake Onna that school kids were telling each other. The hysteria reached its peak in late 1979 and mysteriously just stopped, the scare retreating into the shadows again. So, is Kuchisake Onna still around? The urban legend of the slit-mouthed woman says that she can't be killed, so according to the story, she's still around, but there are some ways to escape her if you're lucky. They're really strange ways of fending her off, so hey, it's worth a try, right? One rumor says that she absolutely hates pomade. In case if you don't know what that is, it's a type of hair gel. If you simply say pomade, 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 it will keep her away. That seems pretty dubious to me, but for some weird reason, it's the most popular one. The second most popular way to survive Kuchisake Onna is when she asks you, "How about now?" To answer with, just say so-so or average, like I said in the beginning. The idea with this one is that it will confuse her, and while she's thinking about it, it will give you just enough time to just get out of there as fast as you can. Yeah, get the hell away from that crazy woman. Okay, and then I think there is also a movie about Kuchisake Onna called Carved, the Slit-Mouthed Woman. I think there might be other variations of Japanese horror films about the slit-mouthed woman. I'll have to be sure to look that up sometime. It actually sounds very interesting. I really would like to watch it someday. But anyway, according to this article, it says, in the movie, a boy carries a notebook with him where he records all the rumors he can find about the slit-mouthed woman. If enough people say the same thing, then he knows it's probably true. For example, there's a lot of people saying that she's taking her victims to a house with a red roof, which turns out to be right. He tries to use all of the bits of information, like the pieces of a puzzle, that forms the true story of Kuchisake Onna and how best to survive an attack by her. It seems like a good idea considering how the story of Kuchisake Onna has evolved so much over time and can be very different even just depending on where you are. Like in South Korea, instead of the white surgeon's mask, the urban legend there has her wearing a blood red face mask. So Katsuki Onna is the story, and the more popular people talk about her, the more powerful she becomes. She travels through time with her story, seeming to sleep for years and then suddenly appearing to scare new generations of people. This means that she will never go away unless people stop talking about her. But go ahead, I dare you not to talk about such an interesting character as Katsuki Onna. So that was pretty much all the information that I pretty much gathered from Katsuki Onna just based off of reading these two articles alone. I tried searching further into it, and for some weird reason, I just couldn't find anything that has any further details about it for some weird reason, besides just those two articles in particular. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to share about Kuchisake Onna, aka the Slit Mouthed Woman. Maybe one of these days I'll find the original tale of the story and maybe share it online or something. But like I said, that's all the information I could gather. So, anyways, again, I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to share on this episode of Sinful Sundays Alone. So, if you did and you would love to see more in the near future, just be sure to sucker punch that like button down below. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts or feelings about this horribly disformed creature, or any other ideas you would like to throw at me about to make Sinful Sundays better. Let me know in the comments down below as well. And of course, if you haven't already, please do dedicate the time and effort to subscribe to my lovely channel to become a part of my army of darkness, and you will be updated with a brand new video every single Friday as well as Sundays now. So that is pretty much it. If you guys cannot tell from the sound of my voice already, I am, yes, in fact, still sick, but I just felt really motivated to do this commentary anyway, so I feel really happy to be doing this still. Anyways, again, thank you guys so much for watching slash listening and sticking to the end of this video. You guys are so awesome for doing that. Have a completely chill week, an awesome day or night, and I will talk to you all soon in the next video. So until then, stay completely dark and so fucking brutal and awesome, my friends. So don't forget to stick up your devil horns for me, like I'm doing right now. So I have been your host, Kirsten, the Dark Angel. Take care. Bye for now. Oh. Hi everyone, Kirsten here. So today, I'm just making a random vlog today. I didn't know what else to make, to be honest. Today I just didn't feel really motivated to make a video today, to be honest. But there was kind of like a reason for that to begin with. To start off with, I am completely sick. So if you watched my last two videos